Hi everyone, let's start with the concepts of trigonometry. Trigonometry is that branch of mathematics which establishes the relationship between the sides and the angles of a triangle. What it helps, trigonometry helps you to find out the angles, to find out the sides. For example, let's take an example of a person standing here at this level, and this is the building. He wants to find the height of this building knowing he has this angle. So the person knows this angle, this length is also known, the distance between the building and the person, and what you have to find is the height. Okay, through this angle, through this side, you can easily find the height of the building. This all is the thing that helps trigonometry in various tasks and in methods. So for a triangle, for example, let's take this as your right angle triangle. For this right angle triangle, this is your 90-degree angle. This is what is called as base. This is called as a perpendicular, and this is your hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is always the side which is opposite to the 90-degree angle, that is called as a hypotenuse. Using a Pythagoras theorem which we call as PGT, it says hypotenuse square equals to perpendicular square plus base square. If you square the length of the base, if you square the length of this perpendicular, you will get the square of hypotenuse. So if this side is unknown, you can easily find it by perpendicular square plus base square. There is one question, if I give you any three sides, for example, let's take it 7, 5 and 12. Okay, this is any three sides, and let's suppose these are the sides of a right angle triangle. How will you identify which side is the hypotenuse? It is always the largest side, or I should rather say longest side. Longest side is hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is always the longest side. Now these three sides are the things that are called as sides, and the angles are these angles for which we are going to find the relationship between the angles and the sides. Now let's suppose I am taking this angle. In a general sense, I am going to denote it as this sign. This is called as theta. Make a circle and do it like this. Make a circular thing inside. We call it theta. What do we call it? Theta. This is theta, which is any angle. Theta can be this, theta can be this, and this angle is 90 degrees. Okay, so this is what we have over here. Now, trigonometric ratios are there. What are the ratios? Ratio is written in a fractional form where we have the numerator and the denominator. It will help you to identify the relationship between the two sides through these three ratios. If someone asks you what are trigonometric ratios, you will answer sin theta, cos theta, tan theta, which gives you the relationship between the three sides of the right angle triangle. Now, people always say that trigonometry is always in the right angle triangle. No, trigonometry can also be seen in the non-right angle triangles. We'll do it in the later videos by using sine formula, cosine formula and other such things. Okay. Now, let's give a quick wrap of these ratios. Okay, so let's start discussing the ratios. I will be drawing an triangle, let it be this triangle ABC, where this B is 90 degree. What I am taking is this, I am taking as theta. Okay. Now there are two different cases. Theta can either be angle C or angle A. So if this is 90 degree, B, C. Here I am taking this angle A as theta. Theta can either be this angle or this angle, and when theta changes, the ratios also change. Okay. So if theta is angle C, so what becomes base is this. This is your base and this is your perpendicular. Okay. When theta is this becomes your base and this becomes your perpendicular. There is one more alternative what we can use is theta is this. There are two words I'll be using. That would be adjacent and opposite. You should understand it by both the words. Either you can use base or perpendicular or adjacent and opposite. Now theta, this is your theta. The angle which is the side which is adjacent, this is your adjacent, and this side is opposite. For this theta, this side is adjacent and this side is opposite. We have sine, cos, tan. Now what is sine? Sine of theta, I'll write it like this. Cos of theta, tan theta. Sine theta, cos theta, tan theta. For this sine theta, you have to learn this, that sine theta is always P by H, perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Cos theta is B by H, base upon hypotenuse. Tan theta is always perpendicular upon base. Now perpendicular upon hypotenuse, this perpendicular is opposite. We can also say that this is opposite upon adjacent. Okay, sorry, opposite upon hypotenuse. This is adjacent upon hypotenuse, and this is opposite, base is opposite, base is adjacent. So this is adjacent upon opposite. Sine, cos, tan. These are the three ratios we have. Now for this figure I am talking about, this first one. For this first figure, if I talk about sine theta is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So for sine theta, perpendicular is this, which is AB. AB upon hypotenuse, AC. This is the value of your sine theta. Cos theta, base upon hypotenuse. What is the base? BC upon hypotenuse, which is AC. This is the value of your cos theta. Tan theta is perpendicular upon base. Where is the perpendicular? AB. Base. BC. Coming to the next figure, sine theta is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Perpendicular is this. Hypotenuse, AC. Cos theta, base upon hypotenuse. Base is AB. AB over AC. And then you have is tan theta, which is perpendicular upon base. Perpendicular is BC and base is AB. So as soon as the value of theta changes, theta from C to A, the values of all the ratios change. It's not always the same. So whenever you get a question, you should definitely see that the question is asking you like what is the actual value of theta. Is theta this or this angle? Because the values are going to change. Based upon these three ratios, these are called as main three trigonometric ratios. We have in total 6 ratios, which are just opposites of these, reciprocals of these. Okay. So based upon these 3 ratios, we have another 3 ratios, which are sine theta. The opposite, the reciprocal of sine theta is cosecant theta. Opposite of cos theta is secant theta. Opposite of tan theta is cot theta. Cosecant, secant and cot. You can learn it by this, that opposite of C is S. C is S. S is C, C is S. Like these two are the opposites that we need. And tan and cot. So if sine is perpendicular upon hypotenuse, this is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Cosecant is going to be hypotenuse upon perpendicular. Cos is B by H. Secant is going to be H by B. Tan is P by B. Cot is going to be B by B. So these are the 6 trigonometric ratios. We'll revise it quickly. Okay, let's resume this. Sine, cos, tan, cosecant, secant and cot. These are the 6 ratios that we are learning. Sine theta is P by H, cos theta B by H, tan theta P by B. Cosecant is opposite of this. Opposites and opposites. Okay. We can also write it like this: opposite upon hypotenuse, adjacent upon hypotenuse, opposite upon adjacent, then cosecant will become hypotenuse upon opposite, and this will become hypotenuse over adjacent. This becomes adjacent over opposite. I hope this concept is clear now. Now, to study the relationships between them, we write it like this. Sin theta equals to 1 upon cosecant theta. Cos theta equals to 1 upon secant theta. Okay? And then cot theta, or write tan theta, equals to 1 upon cot theta. You just reciprocate. Besides these three, we have two important relationships that are very important from examination point. Tan theta equals to sin theta upon cos theta. Tan is sin upon cos. And then cot theta becomes cos theta upon sin. Clear? Tan theta is sin upon cos. Cot is cos upon sin. Clear? Now, what is this? These are the 4 quadrants on a graph paper. This is your first quadrant, second, third and fourth. We always start the quadrants from this. First quadrant, second, third and fourth. Now we are going to learn a statement. That statement is after school to college. First quadrant is A, second quadrant is S, third quadrant is T, fourth quadrant is C. A, S, T, C. After school to college. Okay? Now, what's the role of all these statements? This A means all. This is sine, this is tan, this is cos. What is opposite of sine? Look from here. Sine, cos, cosecant. Opposite of sine is cosecant. Opposite of tan is cot, and opposite of cos is secant. So all are positive. First quadrant means all of them are positive. Only sine and cosecant are positive. Only tan and cot are positive. And only cos and secant are positive. Rest others are negative. So this is the relevance of these quadrants and these signs. I hope this point is clear to you. Okay, let's practice a question. It says tan A is 4/3 and you have to find all the other trigonometric ratios. We'll be doing it with the help of a right angle triangle. Let's suppose this is a right angle triangle. Let's name it A, B, C. Now the main importance of finding this theta, it's written tan A. That means what is theta? Theta is A. So I'll write it like this. So my base becomes this. This is my base. This is my perpendicular and this is the hypotenuse. What is tan theta? Tan theta is perpendicular upon base. Tan A, which is perpendicular upon base, is 4/3. Can I write it 4x and 3x? That means perpendicular is 4x, base is 3x. So at base of perpendicular, I will be writing 4x. At place of this, I will be writing 3x. Now I will be using Pythagoras theorem, which says hypotenuse square equals perpendicular square plus base square. That means 3x ka square plus 4x square. This square plus this square. 9x square, 16x square, which gives you 25x square. This is not hypotenuse. This is hypotenuse square. We are going to do square root both the sides. So you will get hypotenuse equals to 5x. I got this side. Now what is my next task? My next target is to find all the 6 ratios. Sin theta, cos theta. Now quickly tell me what is sin theta. We are not going to use theta over here. We are going to write A. Sin A and cos A. Sin A is perpendicular upon base, perpendicular upon hypotenuse, and cos A is base upon hypotenuse. Perpendicular is 4x. Now don't mix it with 3x because 3x is not perpendicular, it is your base. 4/5. cos x. Cos is base upon hypotenuse. 3 by 5. Tan is already given 4 by 3. Let's write it. Now the next target is very easy. Opposite of sine is cosecant A. This is 4 by 5, so this becomes 5 by 4. Cos, opposite of cos is secant. Secant A is 5 by 3. And this is cot A, which is 3 by 4. All these 6 are the trigonometric ratios. The question was to find all the trigonometric ratios when tan A is 4 by 3. What did we do? First step is to draw the figure to find all the 3 sides using whatever 2 sides are given to you using the Pythagoras theorem. After using the Pythagoras theorem, we find the value of all the 3 sides. After finding the 3 sides, we can use sine, cos, tan using these 6 ratios that we already know. And after that, we can just reciprocate it to find cosecant, secant and cot. Okay? Okay, so now moving to a new concept of squaring these ratios. If I have to write, if there's 4 and I write 4 square, what does it mean? 4 times 4. Now I am writing sine square theta. What does it mean? Sine theta times sine theta. Now sine theta is a ratio. I'll give you sine theta is 2 by 4. So what you will do? 2 by 4 times 2 by 4. This is the value of your sine square theta. This is what we have to do. Now how to write it? If I am asking you to write sine square theta, don't write it like this. This square has to be in sine square theta, cos square. Okay? Now this is a question. It says you have a triangle ACB where B is theta. These 2 sides are known. You know this is 21. You know this is 29. Now if this is theta, tell me what is this? This is your base. This is your hypotenuse. And you have to find the perpendicular. Okay? So cos sine, that means I have to find the cos theta, I have to find the sine theta. What is sine theta? Sine theta is P by H, cos theta is B by H. I know B, which is 21, so I can write this is 21 over 29 using the Pythagoras theorem, which will give you something like this. 29 square equals to 21 square plus x square. Find the value of this. 29 square minus 21 square. A square minus B square. Do A plus B. What do you get? 50. A minus B. What do you get? You have to multiply it. 50 times A, which is your 400, which is equal to x square. So x becomes under root 400. You can write it like this: 2 times 2 times 10 times 10. So this becomes 2 comes out, forms a pair. This side is 20. I'll tell you how did I do this calculation. This is A square minus B square. 29 square minus 21 square. So this is A plus B times A minus B. 29 plus 21, 50. 29 minus 21, 8. 400. Then you have to square root 400. What do you have to do? Square root. So form 2 pairs. This can be written as 2 times 2 times 10 times 10. This occurs 2 times, written out once. Occurs 2 times, written out once. So you get 20. Now I can easily find sine theta, which is this 20 divided by 29. Then what you have to do? You have to find sine square theta plus cos square theta. Square it, add it, square it, add it. And in the next step, 21 over 29 whole square, 20 over 29 whole square, and then subtract it. We get these 2 values. I hope this concept is clear. So we'll continue this in the next video. I hope you like the concept. Stay tuned for more videos.